Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Happy New Year to everybody who's watching this live or catching the recording recently, but it's 2023. It's a brand new year. And it's up to us to make the best out of it. It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to everybody that's watching this. It's really up to you. Not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not your brother, not your coworker, your business partner. In order for you to have success this year, it's got to start with you. It got to start with you. And so we got a great topic today. Me and my partner in crime, Michelle. If this is your first time ever watching, I'm tuning in from Dallas. And Michelle, you're tuned in from where?
I am just outside of Denver, Colorado.
Just outside of Denver, Colorado. I love Colorado, you guys. Look at her background. Hey, it's only two places I would rather be than Dallas. And that would be the beach or just around some snow like Michelle, her picture there. She's so awesome. So with her being so awesome, you guys, I'm going to let her kick this topic off today because it was her topic. And I said, oh, we got to talk about this. So Michelle, I'm going to kick it over to you and let you go first, my friend.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all today. So today we're going to talk about ways that we can change how we feel and how we're perceived by others. And the specific way I'm going to talk about doing that is with our posture and our body language. And you might think to yourself, Michelle, what in the world does my posture have to do with my business? And I'm going to tell you, it has an awful lot to do with your business because our body language, what we communicate non-verbally to people, is much more powerful than what our words say. And so when we learn how to harness that power of influencing our mood, our demeanor, and how we're perceived by others through something as simple as posture, it's very powerful. And what I'm going to tell you today might not be anything new to you, but maybe a little different perspective or a different twist on it. Or maybe it's something that you've never even considered before. So let's think for just a moment about when we're experiencing sadness or something is difficult in our life. What do we usually say? Something along the lines of, I'm feeling a little down. There's the word depression. Depression means literally to press down. And so when we feel in our bodies down, our shoulders slump, we tend to pull like back inside of ourselves. We retract. And that changes so much. Our body, what we project, how we present ourselves, has a way of influencing our mood. And you might say, no, my mood influences my body, my posture. Well, the good thing about that is that, yes, it does, it can, but we also have the power and the ability to influence our mood by simply changing things about our physical state, the way that we are holding ourselves. Think about a conversation with a friend. If you are having that conversation and they're sharing something that's important to them, maybe something sensitive or something a little difficult, do you sit back and you cross your arms like this? No, that says to them, I'm closed. Like this is closed. I'm not open to what you have to say. But rather, you lean in, you get closer. You maybe reach across and you put a hand on their knee or their hand. That creates connection. It creates openness that communicates non-verbally. I'm listening, I'm present and here. And just like that posture in a conversation with a friend communicates to them, I'm open, it also physically and emotionally opens you. Because that closed posture and body language, it puts a barrier between you and the other person. Now, sometimes there will be instances where you see a person, with their arms crossed across their chest. Maybe they're cold. Like our posture doesn't always communicate our intent or our emotional state or level of interest. Sometimes there's a legitimate physical reason for a certain posture, but in combination with other things, such as eye contact, such as nodding in agreement, or having facial expressions that communicate I'm engaged, I'm listening to you. It's kind of that whole picture. And truly, the words that we use only account for about 7% of communication in total. So if you ever feel like I don't have the right words to talk to people, like I'm not very good at sharing the opportunity or telling people about my business or the service or the product that you want to talk about, guess what? That's okay. Because the specific words you use are only about 7% of the total impact of communication on another person. But our body language is so huge. It makes the biggest difference. Because if you've ever seen somebody excited, maybe you can't hear what it is that they're saying, but you see them across the room having a conversation with another person. And they're lively and they've got hand gestures and their energy is up. Guess what? You want to know what they're excited about. You kind of maybe creep over, you sort of listen. Like, what is it? What are you excited about? Our body language has a way of communicating with people on a much more powerful level than our words can achieve. And the cool thing about that is, let's say I woke up today and I'm not feeling it. I'm tired. You've got a loved one experiencing a terminal illness. Maybe the gas prices have gone through the roof and you've got financial burdens that's on your shoulders. Maybe you're a little under the weather, with sickness. There's crud going around, right? And so the tendency with that is to sort of absorb ourselves into that mood, that feeling where we just sort of pull back. Maybe we wear our comfy clothes because we want that comfort. We want to feel good, and maybe we physically don't. So we reach for things. Maybe it's food. I feel insecure and I need something that feels good. So I'm going to reach for a cookie or a muffin or that thing that's off plan that, that I really enjoy that. So I'm just going to reach for that. Well, that's one way to do it, but it doesn't bring about a real positive result. It might provide temporary comfort or a sense of, feeling a little better. But have you ever noticed if you're sick, you get up and you take a shower, you suddenly feel a lot better. It's not because your sickness is gone. It's not because anything really changed in the last 5 minutes, except that you took care of yourself. You took a moment to go wash the yuck off, and you feel a little bit better. And so when you have one of those days where you're like, I am not feeling it today, I'm going to challenge you to do something to alter your physical state. Because when we change, even just something as simple as how we're sitting, for instance, with a straight spine and you square your shoulders back, it projects an image of confidence to others, but it also aligns our body to be able to breathe better. When you breathe better and there's more oxygen in your body functions better. So that creates a greater sense of well-being. It also Just like depression and feeling sad or down, you drop, the shoulders come forward, and it lowers your energy. The opposite is true when you sit up straight, when you square your shoulders, when you walk with your head held high. It changes how you feel about yourself. And every one of us is in a different place in our physical journey. There's some of us who are like, I am exactly right where I want to be with my weight, my fitness. I am as handsome or as beautiful as I want to be. I love everything about my physical person. Then there's 99.9% of the rest of the world who are like, I'm not perfect. There's things that I don't love, that, I'm on a journey. Things are, evolving. I'm not there yet. So what I'm saying is, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be at that goal weight. You don't have to have the best wardrobe in the world. But when you take the time to take some pride in your appearance and just simply putting yourself together, that doesn't mean that it's about projecting a certain image. It's not about being false. It's about having a sense of assurance in who we are. Like, I care enough about myself that I'm going to get up and get dressed. I'm going to put myself together. Make your bed. That's a big way to change your physical space that affects mood and mindset. And so when we do that, even though we're on our journey and we're not there yet, even though we're all a work in progress, it changes our mood. It is the coolest thing to watch how mood and mindset will shift, evolve, if you just simply will stand up straight and square your shoulders. Try it this week at some point when you have an opportunity. Go in, let's just say the grocery store. Okay. Go into the grocery store in your comfies. All right. Where you're just sort of in that cocoon, where your shoulders are down. Maybe we don't smile at people. We don't make eye contact unless we have to, and just sort of have that withdrawn body language. And take note of what that experience is like. How do people respond to you? Do they respond to you? How do you feel about that experience, that interaction? Then go home, change out of your comfies, put on a nice outfit, something that you feel good in, something that when you put that on, you're like, yeah, I got this. And then go back to that same grocery store. And I want you to walk in with your shoulders back and your head held high, with a smile on your face. Make eye contact with people and greet them. Move quickly through the store, not like you're like running a race or anything, but just with purpose. Have a sense of urgency that shows in your body language, in your pace, in the way that you interact with people. Feel what that feels like, that elevated presence. And then note, how do people respond to me? When you smile at someone and speak to them, and your energy is up, what happens to their energy? It shifts. It's a cool experience to see the difference, especially, if you do them like back to back. That lowered energy, withdrawn body language, I'm in my comfies, I'm in that cocooned place of comfort, versus my energy is up, my posture, my head is up, my smile is here. I'm here to engage with people. And when you see them respond with a smile, with conversation, with an increase in their energy because of yours, it's it's like a snowball, once you get it going, it just keeps going. And it influences the people around you. And then you're like, yeah, that felt really great. I'm going to go to the bank and do the same thing. I'm going to go get my oil changed. And instead of sitting there with my nose in my phone, I'm going to have a conversation with the person next to me. I'm going to turn with an open body instead of arms crossed. Instead of, pulling as far away from them as I can, I'm going to be open and engaged with them. It's phenomenal what that small shift in your own body language and posture can do in how people perceive you. If you walk into a room, someplace that you've not, you're there for a purpose, but you don't know where you're supposed to go. Maybe it's a doctor's office, or maybe you're at a conference and it's a big event center and you don't know which hall your group is in. Who do you look for? You don't look for the person who's shuffling along withdrawn with their head down. You look for the person who walks confidently, who looks like they know what's going on, who has some sense of being put together. Maybe it's a uniform that they wear that looks sharp. Maybe it's just simply a physical awareness that's like, I'm here, I'm present. That's the person you look to connect with to say, hey, I'm new here. Can you help me find where I'm supposed to go? And so with our businesses, and as we are connecting with people, the way we present ourselves with our posture, our body language, the way we dress, the way that, we do or don't do our hair. If everything about us is disheveled and low energy and down and withdrawn, people aren't attracted to that. They're not going to go, yeah, I want to hear about that business opportunity you have. But when we just simply change how we show up within our body, it changes how people respond to us. And the really cool thing about it is it changes our perception of self. Because emotions are a little bit like toddlers. They're kind of fun, but you'd never put one in charge, right? Emotions are real. They're there. They're a thing, but they need to not govern our lives. And so we have the ability to change our mood and our emotions through our body. It's the same way with our mind, where we can use the power of our words to speak what we want, to bring that about. Our body has this ability to influence our mind and our mood in the same way. So when we make a decision, I feel blah today. So you know what? I'm going to go take a shower and I'm going to get put together and I'm going to go out and I'm going to find somebody to encourage. I don't feel great today. So I'm going to try and help somebody else feel great today. All of a sudden, things shift. You go from a place of down, low energy, to suddenly influencing others, where your mood, your body, it all elevates, it lifts, and it becomes more attractive. And in our industry, people join us. They join a person. They don't join a company. They don't join a system. They want to be part of us, what we have. And if what we have in terms of how we conduct ourselves, how we walk into a room, the way that we carry our bodies, if that energy is low and down and flat, people are not going to want to be a part of that. They're just not. So when you decide, I'm making phone calls, I'm going to reach out to somebody, I'm going to talk to the person in line at the grocery store, make a conscious shift in your mind to check your body. How am I sitting? How am I standing? Am I smiling? Even if you're on the phone. I find that if I will sit up, like move forward on the front of my chair so that my spine is straight, it changes even the way that my voice projects as I'm speaking to someone. And so those small changes, little shifts, little tweaks, make a really big difference. So my challenge to you this week is to do the exercise where you go to the store 2 times. Once withdrawn and low energy in your comfies, and then immediately as you can, following that with a different posture, a different energy and body language. Even if you're not feeling it necessarily, I want you to project that and watch how just simply putting it out there, projecting it and deciding this is how I'm going to act, it suddenly changes how you actually feel. It's very cool. So do that this week. And if you find yourself slouching, if you find yourself withdrawing, check in with yourself and just make that conscious decision. Oh, I'm slouching. Let me sit up straight. See how that doesn't change the way that people respond to you and how you feel about what you're doing. Because feelings are fleeting, but we can influence them through physical changes, through habits. And once we create the muscle of that habit, it begins to change over time, those feelings, so that they become more in line with who we are, who we want to be, and what we want to project, so that our business becomes known for that engaging, attractive energy that people want to be part of. So Ant, I'll kick it back over to you for you to add your value to that this morning. I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Absolutely, guys. And I'm really going to piggyback a lot off of what Michelle said. I'm just going to kind of emphasize a lot of the things that she just said, because it really is that important. I always tell people, I always reflect. Anybody who watches the Coach's Corner Brent talked about the journey and journaling things out. And you'll be able to see, if you don't even have to journal this sometimes. If you just think back to a lot of times, if the first time you ever signed somebody up in this business, how was your posture? If you ever got somebody, the first time you was able to invite them and they actually came to a 2-on-1 or to a party, how was your posture? And so a lot of people ask the question is, well, how does that person always get the job? Or how does that person always get the sale? Or how does that person always have people that join them? And I can guarantee you, it comes to a lot of their posture, their body language. See, it's a big thing, because that's really where your energy is at. That's where you are. And so it sets the tone. I believe it sets the tone for what your body language is conveying to other people. I really believe it sets the tone of what other people see in you. And so what I can say is this. Your posture, it's amazing that I said it, because I had already wrote this down. Then my mentor just said it on an accountability call right before this. But he said your posture can take a negative situation and turn it into a positive situation. You can be in a meeting with somebody. I invited Michelle. Michelle didn't want to hear it. She just showing up because she loved me, and she could be like this. But see, if I also bring that same type of energy to it, it might be an argument. Why'd you invite me? We might lose a friendship, because the energy and posture wasn't there. But if I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm sitting close up, I'm sitting high, I'm not leaning back. I always tell people this. When you get on the Zoom, don't sit in the bed. When you're doing a phone call, 3-way call, don't sit in the bed. Stand up. If Melissa Jackson calls me, I stand up. Why? Because I don't care if I'm tired, because if I am tired, sitting down and laying down ain't going to help the situation. All it's going to bring is this negative energy. So I need to stand up. I didn't have time to prepare, because for me, one of my tips in just a second is how you prepare for something, for a big 2-on-1 or a party. I'm going to give you a tip in just a second. But see, I stand up. I figure out a way to get myself up out. I walk outside, you know, it can be cold. Okay, well, let me throw a hoodie on, something that's going to kind of slap me in the face, that wakes me up, that makes me think, opens my brain back up. And that could be the same thing for you. Cut the TV off, you know, and lead into all that. You want to add these tips to it. So tip number one is you got to do something before you do that 2-on-1 Zoom, that call, maybe a party, definitely a party. Do something that makes you feel good. Do something that makes you feel good. Dance, sing. Maybe you just like to sing. Maybe you can't sing like me, just still do it anyway. Yeah, do whatever. Go take a walk. Like Lance works out. I guarantee it might be a tough run and everything, but when Lance runs and doesn't work out, his body feels good. So it makes him feel good. That's why me and Melissa had this talk about almost 2 months ago about starting like a 90-day run before the new year and just getting it out there. But Melissa feels good about it. You could just tell in her smile, her energy over time that, yeah, maybe that first couple weeks, she's like, why am I doing this? But now she's like, whoa, I got to go get it in. It makes you feel good because you're doing something. You heard Michelle say this just a few minutes ago. Now I'm re-emphasizing. All it does, it makes you feel good. Ladies, go get your nails done. Go get fellas, you can get your feet done. So go get your feet done. You know, go get your feet done. And I promise you, it makes you feel good. Why? Because you did something for you. It made you kind of like, you know what? I am good. And like Michelle said, put on those, you know, tip number 2 is I like to say dress to impress or dress for the occasion. And I'm telling everybody, don't overdress because you can't do this. Think about it. And I love sports, so I'm going to bring the sports analysis in this. If I ran a track meet, I wouldn't come in my football helmet and my shoulder pads. If I'm at a track meet, I wouldn't go to a basketball game in my track spikes. It don't work. So kind of know your situation. If you know you're just talking to your best friend and she ain't never seen you dressed up in the suit outside of church, then don't do that. Be you. If she know you're a mother, okay, well, show her that you're a mother, that, you know, you're in the comfortable clothes and you do this business on the side, and this is what you're doing to make some extra money. So dress to impress and dressing to the occasion, you guys, because with posture and all of these different type things, see, posture and body language does a few things. I found this and I said, I got to share this. You know, number one, it increases confidence in you. When you have good posture, it increases confidence within you, not the person next to you. Trust me, because when you have confidence, your friends and the person you talking to, it can be, we were just having this conversation about Sonya Enfinger, and for anybody who knows her, this lady has confidence. And because she has confidence, she's probably, besides her and Robin DeMeo, are the only 2 people I know that can literally meet a person today and possibly sign them up today or within the first week and never have no background with, because they're confident in what they have. They confident in the products. They confident in the way they look. They confident in what they have. They confident in what they're saying. And see, when you have that, when you start to build it, some people are like, well, I'm just getting started. Well, great. Use Melissa Jackson's confidence. Use Lance's confidence. Use Michelle's confidence. Use Marlene's. Use somebody else's confidence until you build yours. Number 2, it does build a greater self-esteem, and it also betters your mood when you have good posture. You feel better. When you dressing, when you got that outfit on that you know that you like, I don't care what nobody else cares about my outfit. If I looked in the mirror, I said, man, you look good. Then, hey, I look good. My confidence was up because I picked that out. I don't care what nobody else thinks. I picked it out. You picked out your clothing, so you feel good about it. And when you feel good about it, trust me, it don't matter what the world thinks, because God is the only one who can judge it. Also, it helps you breathe easier. When you have good posture, it helps you breathe even. It's similar to the weight room. You know, they tell you it's certain ways to do the weights because it you know, you breathe better. It's also a certain way that you run. Lance will tell you that. When you run, you breathe in and then you breathe out the other. You don't want to breathe out the same, the mouth or both of the mouth and nose. So you breathe in one and breathe out. It helps you breathe easier when you have that good posture. You know, it also said that you were less frequent to get headaches when you have good posture. You also reduce the risk of injury. That's also, and then the number one I felt that was big was it helps you boost your productivity. Because Michelle started her conversation off talking about, hey, when you feel bad, you don't want to do anything. Well, that's why I put that one tip, well, go do something that does make you feel good. Taking a shower, dancing, singing, shower, working out, getting your hairs did. For men, go get your, well, me and Lance, we just cut ours off. We get a haircut. But hey, even when my hair look bad, if I just go in the mirror and I shave it, I'm like, oh, okay, I feel good now. See, it makes you feel good. When you start thinking about it like that, your good posture. And my last tip, and this is a tip I want everybody to start doing this year, is eliminating the distractions when you are doing a presentation or when you are present on the Zoom. Well, some people say, well, how do I do that? Some people want to know why more people are confident than others. Well, one, they plug in and you don't. Plugging in is number one. I believe that's one of the keyest things that keep you here, because you're going to get hit with all kinds of negativity. You're going to have people tell you no. You're going to have people leave your business. Trust me, I've experienced that several times in this industry. You're going to have people, cuss you out. You're going to have people talk bad about you. You're going to have some of your dearest friends say, hey, why are you doing that stupid thing? All these different types of distraction that's negative. But staying plugged in is very, very important. But I'm saying, when you are plugged in, are you plugged in? Are you plugged in? Well, some people, well, I got this going on. Well, why not just set a little time where, you know what, I got to do this? Why not have that timetable to be able to tell your kids, hey, because I promise you this, a lot of people look at this business as a hobby. Some people look at this as a true business. For instance, I use Michelle because that's my friend, and she wouldn't mind me doing this. When she's doing a photography session in her basement, her kids know that what? Mama is what? Working. So why don't you have that same conversation about this business? Is it because you only spent $500 or $1,000 or whatever you spent to get in? Oh, I don't think you're taking it as serious as everything else. Oh, but Marlene works as well. So if she's at work and she's on the phone she's doing a corporate Zoom with her job, the kids and her husband know not to do what? Interrupt her. But let you be on the Zoom with your business. And as soon as something comes up, I got to get off of this. So my question is, how important is this business to you? It's 2023. It's time to stop playing games with yourself and be real with you. I don't take this serious, or I do take this serious. So when you draw the line and you're saying you eliminate the distractions, maybe you do have kids. Well, great. You know what I heard from a lot of single moms that do this business? Great. Meet at a place where the kids can play and you can talk about the business. I don't eat McDonald's, but hey, you can go meet at McDonald's and the kids can play in the playground. And you got it done. The number one distraction is the cell phone. What is it for you to take your cell phone and you get to the meeting? How posture is this? People pay attention. Your friends and your family, the people that come to your parties, that come to your 2-on-1s, how important was it when you get in there, you take your phone, you do it right in front of them, it's on loud, and you turn it down and you flip it upside down in front of them and put it in front of them? How important do you think that's going to make them feel about the meeting that you're doing? See, it's little things like that that's going to boost your confidence, but also take them from this. Yeah, hold on, let me pay attention, because he said it was going to be something very lucrative. She said it was going to be something that was going to help change my life. Now let me pay attention, because they actually gave me all their attention. So eliminate the distractions, the TVs, the pets, whatever you got to do to keep that person's energy and posture straight on what you have going on for that 15, 20 minutes because that's all you need. All you need is 15, 20 minutes so they can make an educated decision on what you got. And those little type of things, I just wanted to share that and add on to what Michelle had. Michelle, you are the bomb.com, and 2023 is going to be a big year. I hope everybody has a great, blessed, and prosperous year. I hope you achieve all the dreams and goals that you set. But I can tell you this. It's all up to you. So when you get off this call, go look in the mirror and say, you know what? I got this. I'm going to do this. That goal I have of losing the weight, I'm going to do that. That goal of having to get to where I want to get to in my business, I'm going to do that. If it's to be, it's up to me. God already blessed you. He woke you up this morning. And if he bless you again, you wake up tomorrow morning. And all throughout this year. So if he's already blessed you that way, go use your God-given abilities and go get the job done. Go get the job done. You are a blessed individual. And you can do anything you put your mind to. So, hey, let's go conquer the world. For all the people in our company and our pre-launch company, hey, we coming for the #1 spot. We are going to be #1 in this industry. So that's all I can say. You better get back with your friend that sent you this and get started, because today is the day.
All right, let's rock it. Good to see you all. First day back in the new year. Have a good week, you guys. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Michelle and everybody.
Love you
Good
guys.
reminders to start the year.
Love you guys.